Hi, welcome to Dwayne's Guitar Lessons. I'm instructor Dwayne Jenkins. In today's video lesson, we're going to be looking at the 5 most common challenges the guitar faces on the beginning of his journey. I say journey because that's what it is. And just like any other type of journey, you're going to run into some challenges. We're going to take a look at a few, and I'm giving you some insights on how to get through them. Alright, number 5, pain from muscle development. Now this is something that we're all going to go through, because when you're playing the guitar, basically what you're doing is you're trying to hold metal wires down on a piece of wood, and you're using muscles in your hands that just aren't used to doing that, because we don't do that in any other part of our lives, just when we learn to play the guitar. So it's something that you're going to have to go through. It's just the way it is. There's no way around it. It's just growing pains, and we've all gone through it. All the greats of all the greats who've ever played the instrument and went through it, I've went through it, you'll have to go through it too, okay? Now, it's not a bad deal, because if you just take it one step at a time, take some breaks when you can, be consistent, eventually over time, it'll go away, and then that's when you'll start really progressing forward. But you gotta stick with it, okay? All right, let's take a look at number 4. All right, our number 4 challenge is learning new concepts and techniques. Now the thing that you got to remember is that music is a language. That's what it is, just like French or Spanish, Chinese, any other kind of language. And you're going to have some things in there that are unfamiliar, okay? And playing guitar is even one step further than that, because not only are you going to have things that are unfamiliar to your brain, but you're also going to have things that are unfamiliar to your hands as well. Holding chords in weird shapes, trying to play single notes like in scales and things like that. So you're doing things that are just aren't the easiest thing to do in the very beginning. But if you stick with it and you just take it one small step at a time, just like learning a language, okay, you're going to get better at it. It's just got to kind of like the learning curve that you got to go through. All right, so you're going to run into this challenge, but don't fret. We've all gone through it. You can get through it. You just have to keep at it. Just take one little step at a time, and it'll all start to make sense after a while. Okay, let's take a look at number 3. Now number 3 is reading guitar notation, sheet music. This is a big one because a lot of guitar players don't want to do this. That's one of the reasons why they play by ear. Probably 90% of guitar players play by ear. There's nothing wrong with that, and if that's what you want to do, that's fine. But I would highly recommend learn how to read guitar notation, even if it's like tabs, okay? Because when the mind, it perceives information different from reading it as opposed to just listening to it. So, if you can develop both of those skills, the skill of, playing by ear, hearing the notes as well as reading them on a piece of paper, it's just going to give you an edge against, above most guitar players, because most guitar players just play by ear. So if you can play by ear and be able to read the sheet music, that's going to make you a much better guitar player. All right, and like I said, it's a language, so just work at it one little step at a time. And if you need some help with that, I've got a video on how to read guitar tabs. I'll leave that down in the description below, and you can check that out. Okay, let's look at number 2. The number 2 challenge that you're going to run into is conquering the fundamentals. And the reason why this is because there's not always the funnest to learn, but they're the most important. I can't tell you how many times I run into guitar players, because I'm a guitar teacher, that's what I do for a living, and I've had guitar players come to me who've been playing for a long time, and they're having a part, figuring out a song of something, and it's obvious to me that it's because they skipped the fundamentals, okay? You don't want to skip the fundamentals. You don't want to jump in at grade 6 and miss 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, because you're just going to miss a lot of stuff. And at first, it probably won't seem like it's a big deal, but later down the line, it'll come back to haunt you, okay? So make sure that you study the fundamentals, really put some time into those, okay? Because the fundamentals are what set your foundation. And the stronger the foundation you have, the better guitar playing you're going to have, the better guitar player you're going to be, okay? So it's just like sports are the same way. You study them fundamentals, practice them fundamentals, practice the fundamentals, and then come time to, in the game, boom, you got it, okay? So remember, fundamentals, excuse me, the fundamentals aren't always the easiest and the funnest to learn, but they're the most important, and they set the foundation for your learning, okay? So master the fundamentals, and you'll be a much better guitar player, all right? Let's take a look at number 1. And the number 1 challenge that you're going to face as a guitar player is you're going to find that it's not an overnight success, okay? There's a learning curve to the instrument, and it's not going to come overnight. It just isn't. It's not like playing a video game. You know, video games are real popular because they have a very short learning curve. The guitar does not have a short learning curve. It's kind of long. Now, I will admit that there's going to be some things that you're going to learn that you're going to catch real quickly. Maybe some chords or something like that, you know, or some single note melodies, or you're going to hear some notes and say, oh, I was able to pick that up. But there's going to be some other things in there that's it's just not going to come real easy, real quick. And those are the things that you really want to focus on. You want to focus on those things that don't come easy, because that's where the challenge is. You know what I'm saying? And that's what's going to really make you a much better guitar player. In the beginning, it's not easy, so you just got to keep pushing, okay? If you keep pushing, you'll be able to do it and get down the fundamentals. If you get it mentally in your mind to know, hey, this is going to take some time, you know, it's like anything else. It's like sports or martial arts. You know, martial artists don't become great overnight. They put in a lot of hours, a lot of practice, practice, sometimes years to get really good. And if you have that mentality and know that's what it's going to do, and you're willing to commit to that, it might not take you as long as you think, but you will have to put in some time. All right, so do that, and you will be rewarded in the long run. So now, to me, probably the number one thing, I guess I said that was the number one thing, but the hardest thing I think to do, really, the biggest challenge, I would say, above all the challenges that you're going to run into, is staying motivated to practice on a daily basis, okay? And what really helps you with doing this is if you have a goal. Okay, set a goal or some type of destination. What is it that you want to do with the instrument? What is your final, when you learn the instrument, what do you want to accomplish with it? You know, that's one of the reasons why a lot of guitar players quit. Okay, because they don't have a destination. It's kind of like if you got in your car and you just drove around. You know what I mean? Now, you might do that if you're trying to get some thinking off your head or something like that, you know. But normally when you get into your vehicle, you have a destination. You're going to go to the store. You're going to go to your work. You're going to go to school. You're going to go to a friend's house. You might go to your guitar lessons. You know what I mean? You got somewhere you're going. You have a goal that you're trying to reach, a destination. And my recommendation, if you're going to be serious about learning the guitar, set a goal. Sit down and think to yourself, what do I want to learn with this instrument? What do I want to accomplish it? Why am I doing it? Because the more focused you are on the why and the reason, it's going to allow you to stick through the ups and downs and the thicks and thins. Because like I said, learning guitar is a journey, okay? It's not a sprint. It's more of a marathon. And you are going to run into these ups and downs, these valleys and these challenges, and you're going to have to figure out how to get over them. And a lot of times what happens to guitar players is they get into a rut, they can't get out. And it's because they don't have that goal. They don't have that goal of what they're trying to accomplish. I can't tell you how many guitar players I run into who've played for years and they're not that good. And it's because they don't have a destination. They don't have a goal. But when you have a goal and you got focused on it and you know what you're reaching for, you can progress. You can progress a lot faster that way, okay? So my recommendation is set a goal. Really think about it for a while. Take some time. Think about it. Why do you want to learn the guitar? What do you hope to accomplish with it? Do you want to play in a band? Do you want to play with some friends? Do you want to play for friends and family? Are you doing it just to relax and, you know, take some time off the work week? That's fine. Whatever the reason, that's great. But always keep that in mind, and that's going to help you stay motivated to practice. It's going to help you get over the challenges that I've just mentioned to you and other things that you run into as well. Okay? All right, so there we have it, some common challenges that you're going to run into as a guitar player, just starting out your journey. Like I said, it's a journey, so just remember that. You know, get it to destination. Sometimes, like they say, it's not the destination, it's the journey. And playing guitar is kind of like that, and as you progress, you're going to discover things, and that's where the fun is. You know, that's what I love about learning guitar, is it's kind of a self-discovery kind of thing. You know, discover stuff about yourself and your style of playing, and if you stick with it long enough, like Jimi Hendrix said, if you stick with it, you will be rewarded, okay? So set your goal, set your foundation. If you need some help, be sure to let me know. I've got plenty of videos on this, so be sure to watch those here on the channel. And if you need any help, be sure to contact me on my website, dwaynesguitarlessons.com. I've got a lot of great resources on there that will really help you out with your guitar playing, okay? Follow me on social media, keep practicing, and I'll see you at our next lesson.
Audio Jungle.